Alrighty then, greetings everybody and welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. And for today's video, we're actually going to be looking into the Pride Win tier list. And before I get into this video, I do want to say that I actually really do want to try to start doing this every patch, or to be more specific, the second half of the patch, because that's when both the patch characters are released, right? And you know, we could just look into it. I'll give my own opinions. Why should my opinion matter? It honestly shouldn't for you if it doesn't, right? But I mean, I just thought that I should probably start, you know, voicing my opinion just a tiny bit more. And it's definitely not because I have no content to make as of right now. So with all that being said, if you like this type of content, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. And with all that being said, let's just get straight into it. So right here, we can already see that I got a yawn. Whew. T0 0.5. Pretty interesting, and that's because Anaxa is all the way over here as a DPS, right? And this is something that I don't understand why that's the case, because look, Tribi isn't a support DPS, she's an amplifier. If we're putting Tribi here, then Robin should also be here, or maybe a little bit below, because Robin does some DPS capabilities. And if that's the case, you could indirectly put someone like, I don't know, Aventurine, Linksha in this category as well. So this is very interesting that Tribi's here, because Tribi should be here, and in my opinion that's the only reason why Anoxa is down here, because Tribi is over here, which is very interesting. Because now I don't think Anaxa is supposed to be a DPS at all. Obviously he is the Herda support, so I mean saying that he's not, that like, he doesn't so okay, like sorry I am buffering my words, but just look at this: support DPS buffer. But why isn't partner alongside buffer? You feel me? Because it's like there's a reason why he's here when he's by himself, because his partner is the Herda. Isn't that just interesting? You know, I mean, obviously it's whatever. I just feel like Pride Win should probably fix their stuff, but I mean, who am I, right? But it's just, Tribi shouldn't be here. Tribi should be an amplifier, because that's what she is. Obviously T0 full of 3.0 DPSs, which is not really a shocker. But excuse me, I'm yawning. What I will say though is, very soon I feel like the Herda will be falling. Just very soon. The fall of the Herda. Very interesting. Now we have Acheron holding really strong, and it's been a year and she's still in the T0 or the Apex Predators category. Now she's in T0.5, and if I'm gonna be completely honest right here, I feel like Acheron should just be in meta characters. I don't feel like she's strong enough. E0 S0. That's just a personal opinion though. But E0 S0, nah. And then now that I'm talking about E0 S0, Ugly should also go over here to T0.5, because E0 S0 Ugly ain't really the best, and that is nothing but a fact, right? And then obviously Acheron E0 S0 should probably go down here, right? But I mean, whatever. Rappa, I'm gonna be so for real, I don't see much of Rappa to say where she belongs in the meta, and that's just because no one really uses her. But for some reason she's still here. Now, just because someone uses her, that doesn't invalidate her placement in the game, which I'm well aware of that, but I don't see enough of her to truly understand, meaning I'm not gonna give my take on her. They say she's here, then she's here, right? Now then, Anaxa. Yeah, Anaxa definitely does deserve to be in T1. Like, he's not a DPS. He's always been a sub DPS. And wait, what is that? MOC, he's T0. Obviously he's a pure fiction unit, so in pure fiction he's he's T1 in both pure fiction and MOC. I thought he's an MOC character. I mean a pure fiction character. He's here. Yeah, bro. If you pulled for Anaxa, you just scammed yourself. he is not good, and I don't think he'll be getting any better anytime soon. Wow, Anaxa, interesting. And here's my genuine take on this. Anoxa being in T1 isn't bad in the slightest bit, and let me tell you why. If they continue releasing very meta, as they want to call it, characters and not Apex characters, that's completely fine, because it's never too late to adjust your game. Meaning, if you're not understanding what I'm saying, that they continue releasing more of these meta characters and the game will slowly feel balanced. Obviously, slowly. Obviously, you have, you know, these guys over here that are gonna just do what they do best. But I mean, ultimately, I do feel like this could be a step in the right direction with Anoxa's release if they continue it. If what's her name again? Bro, I forget her name every single time. Casaress's healer that we're all going to presume she's a healer. The fucking unicorn girl. The next patch, literally like next patch. Her and Cypher. If they're both meta characters, or well, I mean, wherever they're gonna be, then what the? My mic thingy just fell. That won't necessarily be so bad in my honest opinion. The healer is obviously going to most likely be here because you already have all these characters. The healer is going to be better or just as good as Gallagher, obviously. But Cypher could potentially also be in T1, and I don't think that's bad. I don't, because that's how you can slowly balance the game. Again, it's only good if they continue it. If they don't, then obviously it's bad, because it's like, oh, why should I even bother to pull for these characters when these characters are here? And it's still tricky doing it now, because that's still, you know, kind of what it is now, like, oh, these characters or whatever. But I mean, to counter that, they are buffing older characters like Blade, Jinglu, and DOT, I mean, and Kafka. So I mean, hopefully that could bump all of these up to T0.5 or even T1, and that would be perfectly fine, right? Because Blade is T1. I mean, not Blade. Buhil and Facial are T1, and they're still really fucking good. Like, I'm really good invested. Buhil is arguably better than Akron in some parts, and same with Facial. So that is interesting that Anoxa is here. I actually think it's a little healthy for the game if they continue doing that, because so far it just seems like every single 3.0 character is just the best by a long shot, and that's not healthy for the game. So this could be good, and if I explain this wrong and you don't understand, please do forgive me. I hope I explained the whole Anoxa situation and more my personal take on it in a very good way. But whatever, support characters, it's really good. Really happy. I'm really happy seeing Adventuring here, because this guy's like about to be a year old and he's still kicking butt. I like that. Now Jade being here is pretty cool. And March 7th being, you know, meta is still good. I just really did hope that she would be, you know, T0. Same with Facial. I mean, Topaz, but whatever. I mean, not much to really say. Now, obviously, the Harmony or the Amplifiers, right? Robin, obviously, she belongs here. These three, I don't think there's anything that I could say about them. But what I will say is JQ being only at T0.5 is very interesting to me, because one could argue that he could be in T0 low key, and the same with Fugue, just low key. But I mean, T0.5 seems very reasonable. At the end of the day, Ron May is still holding really strong for being as old as she is. She's holding really strong. And then Pella being here makes me happy. Actually, I completely glossed over, or I mean ignored you. Serval being here makes me completely happy, because these characters are old as hell. And I'm gonna say this, I'm all in for HSR releasing characters that are reliant on other characters if it means the characters that they're reliant on can become I mean, are currently bad characters in the game that but they're indirectly buffing them. For instance, the Herda really is reliant. I mean, could be real. I mean, yeah, the Herda benefits deeply from a survival. So like that's kind of what I mean. I'm so sorry, guys. I am tired as hell. Yes, it is 4:08 p.m., but I've been busy since 9 o'clock, and Jesus, I'm finally relaxing for for like 30 minutes, and then I gotta upload this video, and then I'm back to work, right? But I wouldn't be like I wouldn't mind that at all if characters like literally anybody in the niche character can like thrive, or the forgotten ones. Loki forgot that you're a character, right? Like if they can low-key get buffed by any newer characters that comes out that's not just a fucking Harmony character, then I'm all down. I'm all down, right? But whatever. The hurt of being here is funny, but what's even funnier is Sparkle, because I don't think Sparkle deserves to be in meta. I'm gonna be honest, I just don't. The reason why she is right now is simply because all the meta characters don't need Sparkle. But I mean, that's like, I don't know, that's just a little funky, because yes, they don't need it, but it doesn't. I mean, her value does drop because of that, which is kind of unfortunate. But I still argue that Sparkle is a really, really good character regardless. Right now, the meta is just it's not what it used to be. Like, let's say if Jinglu buffs are really good. If Jinglu's buffs bring her up to T1 or even T0.5, guarantee you Sparkle is going to also be bumped up, because her value as a character will skyrocket. Or if they release a character that, you know, Sparkle is the best in slot, Sparkle's value will be up again. It's kind of funky. And then Harmony MC, I'm surprised that they're still here. In my opinion, this is going to be a hot take. Harmony MC was never really that good at all, even when they released. But I'm glad knowing that they can hold their own weight. And, you know, I don't think there's much to say about these guys right here in T0 for the sustain category. Besides, one could argue a Gallagher could be here. In my reasoning, I don't have a reason actually. I just feel like it. But jokes aside though, Gallagher has multiple usages outside of just his normal, well, I mean, not now normalized casterized team, right? He can be used in Break and an Acheron team, helping Acheron even sometimes more than an Aventurine getting her stacks. So he has three good teams that he could be in right now that I feel like should bump him up to T0, whereas you can see it right here, Linksha is just for Break, or you know, it's like primarily for Break. Yeah, she could be well in other teams, but Break team is her to-go team. While you can say the same for Gallagher, right? And Gallagher and Casterice, but he still does really exponentially well in all those other teams, right? Ho being here, can't argue with that. She should have been there since the release of Ho. She should have stayed there. So that's just my opinion. But again, I do feel like one could argue that Gallagher could low-key be in T0. I've actually been using him with Acheron recently, and my Acheron does like 4 ults, 5 ults per cycle, and that's not using her with something that's just Acheron, JQ, Robin, and Gallagher. And I'm pretty sure I used her with Sunday to see the difference, and I think I got 5 or 6 ults in one cycle. Don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that. Pretty sure though. Pretty sure. I can make it. I probably should make a video on that. In fact, I will make a video on that. I will be using Gallagher with Acheron, because Gallagher, he's really good. He is really good. People need to wake up, and Gallagher is super, and he's SP friendly too. Holy shit. And then you slap on a battle pass LC to him, he's good. You give him like one, bro, oh my god, you give him 150 speed battle pass LC, oh, insane. You have like the best Gallagher in the fucking game. Insane. Now Fuang and what's his name again, Luocha being here is funny, because one could argue that Fuang low-key deserves to be here. in T0.5. She's still really strong. She's still the only the only sustain to give crit rate buffs, which is pretty good in my opinion. More crit rate means you can have more crit damage, right? You can focus on crit damage. She gives your team max HP, and she heals. She literally heals your team. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around why she isn't in T0.5. T1? I mean T0? No, for sure not. But T0.5, I mean I mean Fuang is really good. Because the thing is that when we're comparing sustained, we're comparing sustained characters to sustained characters. It's a lot of situations Fuang would low-key be better than Gallagher. She's like a default type of character, I guess. But Gallagher thrives in like specifically three good teams, right? And the same with you. You thrive in just mostly one team. You two thrive in literally any team you slap them in. They're so good in. It's not even funny. Like, I understand why Ho and Aventurine are in T0. Linksha, I don't. If Linksha's here, then low-key we can argue that Gallagher should be here. But if Gallagher is here, then we could argue that Linksha could be here. They're almost identical. And with that being said, I just do feel like T0.5, Fuang should be there. Low Ultra is perfectly good at where he is, but like Fuang is just, she's so viable and she's so good, right? And I get it's E0, S0. I have her E0, S0, but like, man, I don't know. And then, oh my god, like we don't have a lot of sustains. Like the next sustain is fucking Bailu, who isn't getting buffed for whatever reason. In the first wave of buff characters, I just feel like Bailu should be there, but she's not. Very interesting. And then there's Japard and what's her name again? Lynx. I mean Lynx. Yeah. Japard. I mean he could be good. Low key, what they should do. Actually, no, never mind. That's stupid. Because everybody would be good. Because I was gonna say that they should have another one for simulated universe, but then everybody could be T0 in simulated universe. Anybody could become a DPS there, right? Oh my god. I mean, I don't really know what else to say on my personal takes about this tier list. I think I have some pretty reasonable takes, right? If anybody wants to argue, not argue, or counter my takes, and you know, feel free to do so. Just be civil about it or give your own takes, right? But with all that being said, if you like this type of content, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and letting me know. And well, I got another video to work on. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Actually, I'm running out of time. Oh my God.